Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. The power of hanging around successful people. Look, and this is more philosophical, but you know, on Money Matters, I don't just get into the technical aspect of getting money or even management, but just the philosophy, the mindset that you need to have with regard to money. You got to have the right mindset. And the best way to get that mindset, or one of the best ways, is to hang around other successful people. Trust me on this. You need to hang around people who at a minimum are working on businesses themselves. Yeah, you got your friends and family and stuff, but sometimes you got to shy away from some of the friends if you try and go to another level. And even family, you might have to limit how much you hang around them to like special occasions. And that's a whole other conversation. But you need to be around people who have that mindset of being successful. I was about to layer those words together. Mindsets. Okay. Anyway, you need to have that mindset of success, of making money, real money. Because, you know, and I've talked about this before, you have two general consciousnesses out here. You have an abundance consciousness or wealth consciousness, and you also have a poverty consciousness. When you're around people who have a poverty consciousness, they're going to keep you at that level. They don't have a concept of really saving money. That's the main reason they're poor. Or investing it. They get their money and they spend it. That's the main reason. Because if you go in a lot of poor neighborhoods, there's plenty of money in poor neighborhoods. Because if there wasn't money in those poor neighborhoods, the businesses wouldn't be there. And the reason they're there is they know the people are going to spend that money. Let's just be real. Let's keep it a buck. All right. But so poor people, they're going to have that mindset. They're not going to really do what it takes. And also, they're not even going to see it. That's another reason that they're poor. They're not seeing how they can actually increase their money. And then you want to pick up the habits just by being around people, being in that energy. Because when people, and I've talked about this on other channels, but when people are around a group of people, they're going to take on the traits because you're going to have to, because you got to fit in with that group. You know, or somebody who's talking about millionaires can't fit around some broke people on a long-term basis. Maybe to do some charity or something, but if he or she is around some broke people consistently, that's going to start to affect him. That's going to start to affect him. That's very important to understand. You know, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that at all. You know, you want to be around some people who are thinking in terms of success themselves, who are working to make money or even made money. You know, it's important to network. One of the things you want to do, sometimes you're going to have to travel. You know, you might have to. Okay, I'm always talking about body game on my main men's channel. Sometimes if you need to be around some people making some money on their own, sometimes you might have to change your gym. If you can, move into a better neighborhood, frequent where they're going to be at, start making friends, you know, go to places that they might hang out at. And it's a different thing, but then you taking on that same energy because you're fitting into that energy. And trust me, it is a different mindset. It's a different mindset how people who make money, who are wealthy or at least have a wealth consciousness, behave as opposed to someone who has a poverty consciousness, regardless of how much money that they're making. That's an important thing. That's something that you want to deal with. You know, and that's where the power in that comes, because it can take you, like say you somebody, you just want to develop that wealth consciousness, but you didn't have it at first. But if you can find a way, and it's tough. Please don't ask, okay, where to go exactly. I'll put it like this. Let me give you that much. Different neighborhoods. Sometimes maybe just walking through. If you can get a job, maybe at a retail store or someplace in a wealthier neighborhood. Just watch the people, pay attention to them, work at a restaurant or something, be a server, just be around the people. You know, just you want to do it. Listen to them talk, what they talk about. Go to join a gym. You might have to pay a little bit extra money, but that more high-end gym. Listen to how they talk when they work out. What do they talk about? Hell, work on a golf course. I'm serious. You work on a golf course. What do they talk about? You know, how do they walk? How do they move and everything? Because you'll start taking on that energy. And then you'll start looking at stuff a bit different. You know, you'll start looking at how you're spending your money. You'll look at the things. Shoot, you'll look at even the entertainment. You know, the most like some wealthy people might talk about is sports. Most. You know, some poorer people might talk about what happened on the latest raunchy ass reality show. It's very different. And in fact, if you check, you know, just maybe check online, they still have like groups that meet together, networking events, stuff like that. Maybe find out if there's some type of seminar going on in the area, like a real estate seminar, something of that nature. You know, go see who's there. See who's there. You know, maybe talk, maybe look at how they're carrying themselves. But it's a big change. People don't realize how powerful that is. Because it'll gradually change your mindset. That's the key thing. That's the key thing. Because once you start changing your mindset, you start looking at everything. You start looking at money as a power tool. You start looking at it's like, well, hold up. These poor people are talking about that raunchy reality show. These other people are talking about what's going on in the economy. They're rich. They got money. These people got all this. And even if you're not around rich people, because that can be difficult, but at least some people, like find a more upper middle class area, whatever. If you're in a poor environment and people have a poverty consciousness, basically you need to get out that environment. Even if sometimes, and I remember a woman I met, this was a while ago, but I remember she worked hard just so she could live in a better neighborhood for her children. And her children actually benefited. She did what she could to move everything. She had to work several jobs. And yeah, it was tough on the kids at first, but they gradually got into the culture. And so their whole mindset was different. Sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to work 2 or 3 jobs, whatever, you know. But you got to do what you got to do to be around successful people. That's very important. It's very key. And I want y'all to remember that. I want y'all to really think about that, okay? I want you to really think about that and what you need to do, all right? So, anyway, that's all I have for now, everyone. That's all I have for now. And y'all know the deal. Y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.